Welcome. We're live. We have our pre-draft rookie mocks today. It's going to be very, very exciting. I know everyone's excited to see these mock drafts. We're going to share the screen when we do that. And here are the links. You can get them in the live chat. There's the 1QB one, and there's the Superflex one. So
we haven't decided which one we're going to be doing first. It's up to you.
1QB first. Well, we'll do whichever one fills first. How about that?
I like that. I like that more.
Whichever one fills first. I have a feeling the Superflex one will fill first. Jesse says it's finally draft week. Let's go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go.
I couldn't be any more excited. I couldn't be any more excited for that.
The rumors are flying right now.
I know. There's so many rumors. You know, like it's crazy.
It's actually insane. Like I see stuff every minute. Like Jameson Williams has been getting a lot of hype. We're going to talk about that. Malik Willis can go anywhere, but most likely the Steelers, according to Vegas.
Jesse's looking forward to my live shows. I appreciate that. I love doing these. You know, like I always love being live and. You know, just kind of it's fun when crazy things happen while we're live. You know, that's always when we don't expect it.
Yeah,
when we don't expect it. But anyway, let's we have some news that we can get into first, and then we'll do the mock drafts. We still need those mock drafts to fill. The startup mocks filled very, very fast. These drafts not filling as fast. So come on, guys. They're the links. They're right there. So click on those and hop in. If you're in my Patreon, I put the link in the Patreon too.
Yep.
If I'm really desperate, I'll put the link on Twitter.
But, I mean, first off, we have to start with Debo Samuel. You have a video on your channel, which I actually made a guest appearance on for a solo show.
Yeah, that's true. You did appear.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have to cover that. I don't think it's going to happen before Thursday. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Why not? It could totally happen.
It could totally happen, but I don't think it's going to. I mean, the Jets have floated that they would trade number 10. They were at Drake London's pro day. Drake London, not USC, Drake London. But
yeah, I mean, first of all, Chris, I appreciate this. And then on this topic, yes, I did see it. I did see the video. I did see the video where Debo Samuel was in the club and he was like, nah. I'm not staying with 49ers. You're not going to need 52 players because it's only 4 rounds. So you're only going to need 48. But you're ready to go.
Ready to roll.
That. But yeah, I don't see. I mean, I think Debo's gone, right? I mean, it seems pretty.
I think he's gone, but I don't think it happens.
To me.
I don't think they're gonna have to use number 10. I think this might be a day 2 kind of move.
Nah, I think it's gonna cost number 10.
I don't know. I think it could cost 35 and 38 and keep the Jets with 2 premium picks. I don't know.
I think it's gonna cost more. I think it's gonna cost more than that. I don't think 35 and 38 is enough, really. You know, I just don't think so. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it could cost number 10. And that would be interesting. That would be very exciting. We'd be live during that. I'll put up the links for those shows after this one. After we wrap this, I'll put up the YouTube versions of the laugh. That was a sentence. NFL draft live streams we're going to do. We're going to be live starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, 7:30.
Wow, I am a mess.
We're doing half an hour early for both.
Half an hour early, that's right. 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday and then 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday. So we will have a packed show for you. It'll be about, on night 1, I'm expecting at least 4.5 hours. Then night 2 will probably be around 5.5 hours. So yeah, it'll be a lot, but it'll be fun. But I mean, we covered it in the Debo Samuel video. Go watch the video if you're interested. Watch the video on this very channel. Watch the video and see if you like it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Next up, we're going to talk about your team. I mean, you could lead on the analysis on this one.
Yes.
The Giants are looking to move Kadarius Toney a year after drafting him.
Yeah. Well, are they though? I mean, now he showed up to camp. He showed up to the voluntary workout today. He decided that he wanted to go to the workout. He wanted to participate. Maybe he'll read the playbook now. That'll be good. He'll read the playbook, a step in the right direction. I don't know. I'm still a little wary of Kadarius Toney. I'm not as high on him as I was before, and we'll see. I don't think he gets traded, though, at this point. It doesn't seem like the Giants are actually going to do it.
Nah, I mean, I posted this earlier in the week in the show sheet when it looked like the rumor just initially came out. It looked like he was kind of gone, but now like they want a king's ransom for Kadarius Toney. They're not going to get that. No. So yeah, I don't think nothing's going to happen there. So I think Tony's going to stay. He's going to be a Giant. You don't trade rookie wide receivers in their second year on their first contract. Like, it's just not ideal.
You don't usually do that.
Not at all. But I think that's enough about Kadarius Toney because I think that's a rumor that's going to go nowhere.
I agree. I don't think it goes anywhere either. Okay, so Ryan says, can't wait for the takes when players get drafted to bad spots. Should be a fun draft with how shaky the class is overall. So, yeah, there are some bad spots. I mean, the wide receivers are not likely to go to top spots. A lot of the teams picking at the start of the draft are bad. The Jets, Falcons, not exactly good landing spots. So I agree with Ryan on that. And then even if the Giants keep Toney, Jesse says he's not someone he'd want. And once the work ethic rumors are out there, don't want. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with that. And, you know, there's just been too many rumors around him for me. Oh, hey. What's up? Join the draft. Join the mock draft. That would make me happy. For some reason, we're not filling these drafts.
Maybe it's a pre-rookie thing.
I don't know.
The post ones are going to be full, but we talk about some draft news.
Well, we'll keep chatting. We will keep chatting. But
we got some news.
Yeah.
So, draft news. I wanted to elaborate on Jameson Williams being viewed as a franchise cornerstone kind of piece by multiple teams in this draft. It looks like he might be the first wide receiver taken off the board come Thursday night. We'll have to see on that one, but Jameson Williams is flying up boards, it feels like. There was a report today that Philly's super in on him. The Jets look like they could take him at 10. The Saints could probably take him at one of their picks.
Nick's asking how you join. If you scroll up to the top of the live chat, I put the links. You just click on that link and you should be able to join. 1 QB or Superflex. So you should be able to join. And then Recovering Really Truther says, good to see you on a Monday. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what do you think about Jameson Williams?
Well, I do think that it's exciting to hear that he looks like he's going to be able to participate in a significant portion of the season. He's going to be ready for a lot of the season. So that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about a delay. I don't want to hear about it's going to take a long time. It's going to be late. You know, we know that for whatever reason, does not matter why, wide receivers who do not produce in year one do not make it. Doesn't matter if it's an injury. They don't make it. So he's going to have to contribute in year one. So it sounds like he's going to have an opportunity to do that. And if he's going to have an opportunity to do that, he's starting to move. I would say for me, he's closer to the top 3 at this point than he is to everyone else. You know, I used to say I was very confident that Burks, Wilson, and London would be my top 3 wide receivers no matter what. And then Williams was kind of up in the air. But now I would say I'm very confident that Williams those are going to be the top 4. Burks, Wilson, and London and Williams, those are going to be my top 4 no matter what. I have them well ahead of everyone else. And, you know, it's possible I could see a scenario in which especially Burks falls 4 behind Williams. If Burks goes really late and to a bad landing spot or falls out of the first round entirely, then I'm completely open to it. But, you know, if he goes like late, if Jameson Williams goes at 17 to the Chargers and Treylon Burks goes at 26 to the Titans, I might consider it.
Yeah.
That far apart. It's like a half tier for me.
Yeah. It's very close. He did creep up because of that draft or the workout video that came up.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I'm not really that worried the workout video is so impressive or anything. It's just it looks like he's going to be ready. He's on a track to recover. He looks like he's going to be ready to participate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, if he goes that high, the landing spot will not be great. But still, if there's a massive gap in the NFL draft capital between Williams and Burks, I would consider it, especially if it's the kind of thing where like Green Bay trades up to 11 to get Williams, and then Burks goes at 26 to Tennessee or 32 to Detroit. Not good landing spots. And if Jameson Williams has better draft capital and a better landing spot than Burks, I'd consider it. But he probably needs to have both. Probably needs to be, because I do still see a pretty decent gap between them. He probably needs to have both better draft capital and a better landing spot for me to make the rankings change. If one or the other probably won't be enough.
Yeah,
I can't do that. Although I will say, for the first time, and I wish I was a little trying to follow exactly what was going on. But the first time ever, I ran into someone on the street who recognized me. This is nothing to do with this comment, but I just apparently maybe this will come the day where where people recognize me. But that was interesting. DraftKings has 2.5 quarterbacks in round one set at negative 250, minus 250, which means they think it's very likely that that's going to happen. If you think those three are going, those are decent odds. I don't know which three you mean.
I don't know which three, but I see three.
I think it'll be three also, but I think the third could be Corral, Ritter, or Howell. Howell, I'm thinking, is unlikely. Corral, or Ritter.
There was some buzz today on NFL Network that a lot of teams in the back half of the first might be getting trade calls from teams in the top half of the second to move up.
Yeah, and I could see that. I could totally see that. And the team I think would be calling would be Seattle. And, the teams I think would be looking to move down, maybe Tennessee or Detroit.
Detroit at 32 seems like
Cincinnati. Because Cincinnati and Kansas City, might want the higher end players, but Detroit could look, Tennessee maybe as well, could look to move back for more picks. But Detroit at 32, I think, is going to be an interesting team. It does not look like they're interested in a quarterback at this year. The idea that they're going to go Malik Willis at 2 is being very shot down by everyone, essentially. Todd McShay said today that he doesn't see a quarterback going in the top 19. I disagree with him. I think that he's wrong about that. I think he's wrong. But I'm starting to get away from the idea that the Lions are going to take Malik Willis at 2 because that just is not what the reporting says. There's nobody saying that. Everyone is saying that the first real possibility for a quarterback is Carolina at 6. And that it's not even clear that they're going to take a quarterback.
Oh, they're very high on a tackle, so.
Yeah, I think right now, if I had to guess, I think that to revise my prediction, I think that Malik Willis goes to Carolina at 6. And then Kenny Pickett ends up on Pittsburgh, but not at 20. I think they have to trade up to get him. So I would look at maybe Houston at 13 or Baltimore at 14. And to jump ahead of the Saints, who I know are interested in Pickett. And Pickett ends up on the Steelers at 13 or 14.
I think they have to go to 13. I don't think the Ravens are going to help them out with the quarterback at all unless.
Well, they don't know who they're trading up for. So you never know. I don't know. I mean, that's true, but you never know who's going to do what. If you get insane value, I think you take it. But either way, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And then the final quarterback, I do think is, coming either at Tennessee as a surprise, 26, just picked. Tennessee could pick a quarterback, or someone trading up with Detroit, and I would expect that to be Seattle to take Howell or Corral or Ritter. Probably, if it's Seattle, I would think it's Ritter. If it's other teams, someone like Indianapolis, I mean, they all need to sit. Corral, I'd say, needs to sit the most. So if it's in Indianapolis, I could see trading up for Corral or whatever. you want to call him. But I do think watching Detroit at 32 is exciting.
I just think there's more.
I'll take high draft capital, bad landing spot over lower draft capital, good landing spot. Me too. But I'm just saying that the gap for me, talent-wise, between Treylon Burks and Jameson Williams is rather large. So I would need, if they're both picked in the first, just Jameson Williams going at 12 and Treylon Burks, say, going at 26 is not enough to bridge the gap. I would need Treylon Burks to go to a bad landing spot and Jameson Williams to go to a good one to make the ranking switch. I need all the factors to be in Jameson Williams' favor. Whereas with Burks, Wilson, and London, I have them so close that, my guess is it's really the draft capital and landing spot are going to decide it. What would it take for one or more of the wide receivers to jump Kenneth Walker in your rankings? Look, I would say that there are landing spots for Kenneth Walker where there is nothing that the wide receivers could do. There's nothing. If Kenneth Walker goes in the first, he'll be number 2 off the board behind Breece Hall no matter what any wide receiver does. So it's more dependent on Kenneth Walker's landing spot than the wide receiver landing spots. Green Bay or Kansas City trading up for one of the wide receivers I already like would be good. If they trade up for Garrett Wilson, who's already my wide receiver 1, then maybe, because he's already my wide receiver 1. I already love him. He's already my favorite wide receiver in this class. So that might be the kind of thing that happens if they trade up for him and he's suddenly picked at 10, then say to Green Bay somehow, then sure, maybe that might happen. But, I would say it depends more on Kenneth Walker's landing spot than it does the wide receiver landing spots. In reality, we are probably bad at predicting which landing spots are good or bad, and if it matters at all. I don't agree. I think we're better. I think we're better than we think. Well, I'm probably overconfident and you're probably underconfident. Put it that way.
I think it's in the middle.
Akash, I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying. I think it's in the middle because you can predict for the future somewhat. Like teams are going to draft a quarterback at 23 that are looking wide receiver this year, stuff like that.
But here's what I don't care about. What I don't care about is X team uses the position more. I don't care about that. For wide receiver, I care about good quarterback, bad quarterback. I care. It matters. Now, the more entrenched the bad quarterback is, the worse it is. That's why the Ravens are so bad, because the bad fantasy quarterback for passing weapons is so entrenched. That's why the Ravens are always the one I mentioned is the worst case scenario, the one you don't want to go to. But can you really deny that playing for Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes helps? I don't want to say it helps. It helps you. It helps your fantasy. Aaron Rodgers, the same thing. It helps your fantasy value. It does not hurt you. It helps. It matters. It's a factor. It just isn't the biggest factor. It's like the third or fourth biggest factor. But I think it's easy to tell you that a wide receiver going to the Chiefs is better than a wide receiver going to the Jets. I think we know that. I think we can say that safely. But if I like the wide receiver who went to the Jets way better, I'm still going to pick the one who went to the Jets, even if the landing spot's not as good. Like, I'm still going to pick Garrett Wilson on the Jets over Jahan Dotson on the Chiefs every single time. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair. I mean, I guess that's factoring in your pre-draft rankings more than... Yeah,
I weigh my pre-draft rankings heavily. I mean, I would say I weigh draft capital the most, followed by my pre-draft rankings, and then landing spot is a distant third. Draft capital counts the most to me, more than my pre-draft rankings, I would say.
Yeah, I don't...
That's why I was more likely to make the mistake with Clyde Edwards-Helaire that I made 2 years ago than I am to make the mistake this year with someone going to the Chiefs, because the guys I like are going to be drafted first. And I'd be passing them for someone who is drafted later who goes to the Chiefs. I'm not likely to make that mistake. Whereas it's harder to get away from it when the worst player is drafted earlier, because then the NFL tells you they don't agree with your player eval. Okay. Yeah. That's true about quarterbacks. Cleveland could try trading up for a wide receiver.
I mean, I could see it at the top half of the second.
I don't think they need to. I mean, at 44, there's going to be good receivers available at 44.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think with Corral, he's dropping because of his attitude and off-field issues and a lot of other things. I'm not sure it's his play on the field. Yeah, I would rather take Malik Willis.
I disagree with you there. I'd rather take the offensive tackle.
No, I think you'll regret it. If you don't have a quarterback, then you're just leading into failure forever. You want forever failure? I mean, that's what they've been doing. How has that been going for them? They were good with Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, they've been Cam Newton. They've had a revolving door for years. You can't have that. You can't have a revolving door. And then you're a failure. Then your whole organization is a failure. So we don't want that.
They could address it some other time. They're not going to compete this year anyway.
We always say, oh, we could address it some other time, but you can't actually do that. You can't actually address it some other time.
That's true.
If it was so easy to do that, then every team would just do that. But you can't do that.
That is true, but not many teams are as big of a mess as the Panthers are.
We got on them last year, right? We got on them last year for not picking Justin Fields last year. And in hindsight, if they could undo it, I'm sure they would. So what are we going to do? Do this all over again? There's no guarantee they're going to pick one or two next year.
Oh, there's definitely no guarantee. There's a couple.
I would take Willis if he's there. Yeah, but Goff sucks. That's the problem.
They could come off Goff's contract really soon. Isn't it the end of this year? I'm pretty sure for like little dead money.
Yeah. Lions at 32 to take Howell. That'll be a great pick. Value's fine there. Yeah, I don't buy it either. I don't think Malik Willis falls to 20. I think Malik Willis goes at 6.
I've been seeing more mocks that have him at 20, which is really it's shocking to me, to be quite honest.
I don't buy it for 1 second. I don't think so. In the Marcus Mariota draft, we saw him falling into the teens and 20s and mocks all the time, and then he went 2. So I don't buy it for a second.
I think he goes at 13. To be quite honest with you. To the Steelers. I think they trade up with the Texans. I think it happens.
I still think the Panthers are going to take a quarterback. They're so desperate.
I've been 50-50 on that. It'll be interesting to see draft night.
Yeah. Should I try to move the 108 and the 109 for a 23 first?
I mean, I'm okay with it. Seems a little rich, though.
Yeah. I agree. It seems way too much to me.
I mean, if the roster is terrible, do it.
Yeah. We need to get those mocks filled, by the way. Those mocks are still not full. So sign up for those. All right. Yeah, okay. So these are picks in a super flex. Yeah, Brees to Houston I don't hate as much as some people think. I don't know what this L is for.
I think it's for gosh. What was this?
Who knows? What landing spot maybe?
It was the landing spot one.
Yeah, I don't agree. Guys, the Chiefs also made a mistake. It's not our fault. He was the only first round running back. I know. Hey, they made it tough. How do you value Corral to Pittsburgh? I would be fine with it. Can you follow up on the off-field stuff for Corral? I hadn't actually heard any of that. Yeah, so he got in a fight in high school, and then there were a couple other things. And his Wonderlic score was 15. It was not good. Not good. Not good. I think I forget what my Wonderlic score was. I think I had 48. So,
nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I had to do that.
Yeah, you should. But anyway, Corral seems like the NFL has some concerns. So, yeah, that's me following up. And then, Baker sucks. So,
we'll talk about that, Akash. You'll be on here soon enough, right? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Very soon. Who do you want your favorite teams to draft in the first? All right, who do you want the Eagles to draft in the first?
Like I said in the chat earlier, I want Jameson Williams to get there somehow. I don't think it's going to happen, but I also want some edge to fall, some edge defender. Yeah.
The Giants, I would like a quarterback. That's funny, but I'm not going to get one. So I don't know. Evan Neal and Thibodeau. If I could put it any way I wanted. Neal at 5 and Thibodeau at 7. Can I have that?
You could have that. I don't know. I don't know if Thibodeau's going to make it. I think you might have to flip it.
I could have exactly what I wanted. I think I'll take that. That's what I would want. Can we scare 49ers fans more and more about Debo getting traded? No. Yeah, they are going to skyrocket. And each one, then yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah.
More 110, yeah, go for it.
Easy.
Okay, let's move on to the NFC coordinator thinks Willis is a better prospect than Fields and Lance. Can I just answer that with a no and move on?
Yeah, move on.
Bullshit.
I just got a report in. Anonymous GM believes it would take 2 first-rounders for the Niners to trade Debo. So I don't.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So
I don't think it's going to happen.
Lower their price, or he's not going to get traded. Interesting.
Howie doesn't value linebackers. I just want to put that in there real quick. He doesn't. It's not going to happen.
All right. What about Baker Mayfield? We talked about it a little bit, but it seems like the Panthers are going to wait to see what they do in round 1. I wonder why they're going to wait. I don't know. Why might they want to wait? They might be taking Malik Willis at 6. I think that's why they want to wait. But Seattle is still very in. I don't think Seattle does not seem to enjoy the quarterbacks in this class. And I do think that Seattle, if they get past, day 1, they might look at making a trade on day 2 for Baker Mayfield. I still believe Baker Mayfield ends up on Seattle. I've thought that the whole time, and I still think that. So,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty likely now, honestly. If Carolina's not going to make the move, there's no one else.
It just
unless he gets cut. He's going to Pittsburgh.
Like Seattle is interested in the quarterbacks in this class at all. So, and they can't possibly start Drew Lock. And yeah, definitely on this. And no, I didn't see the Pickens quotes, but they can't start Drew Lock. And we saw the Geno Smith $7 million was really like $1 million. So not a heavy contract. This means they're going to be bringing in a third quarterback, and they're either drafting one or it's Baker Mayfield. And I think it's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think it is too, especially Carolina hopping out, basically hopping out.
Yeah, I think it'll be Baker Mayfield. I don't know what the trade's going to be, but I think it'll be Baker Mayfield. And then the last thing before we get to the mocks, which we really, really need people to jump into, it would be very, very nice, please, is my Patreon promo. So, as you know, if
Ooh, these Pickens quotes, oh my goodness, wow.
Well, we'll read them in a second, but if you sign up for my Patreon over the last bit of the month, I will refund your April payment because, as you know, Patreon does charge up front, which I do. And then it charges for the whole month, even though you're just starting now. So for the rest of April, if you just want to come in, look around at my ranking spreadsheet, just take a look at my Discord, et cetera, you can come in and do that. And if you don't like, I'll refund your April payment. If you don't like it, cancel it before May and you'll never get charged. So essentially you'll get to try it out for free for the next few days. And just, it'll only take you, how long is it? It's not going to take you very long to look at my spreadsheet in Discord and decide, do you like it or not? So yeah, that's just an offer I have going. And, the link is on it's my pinned post on Twitter right now. And it's the link on my Twitter bio as well. Okay. What are these quotes?
I believe it's about.
Oh, here I have him in my Twitter DMs.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of upside, but he can't get out of his own way. He's been enabled his whole life. Okay. There's a lot of red flags, so it seems like some personal problems.
Yeah, it seems like attitude problems, I guess.
He
didn't interview well. I've heard he didn't interview well. I've been looking around.
Yeah,
so, it's unfortunate, but they said the tape's good.
Oh, good. The tape's good. That's something. I mean, I don't know. Could be better. How much upside do you think Malik Willis has?
Dynasty perspective or real life?
Either.
I mean, Dynasty, he could get up to QB 9, QB 10, QB 8 kind of range. Low end QB 1, because I don't think he's going to be the top guy range. And then real life, I think he could be a good starting QB I peg him as a higher upside Jalen Hurts with better passing capabilities.
Nice.
That's honestly what I see him as.
That's exactly what I see him as. So we agree. Check Twitter DM. We did that. All right. Just like they wanted 2 firsts and seconds for Jimmy G, they didn't get it, and they won't.
Nope.
Well, worth it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm more likely to buy it on Kadarius Toney because we've seen it in the NFL. I trust the reporting more because there were issues with Kadarius Toney last year. And we know that he didn't show up. And we're doing 2 mock drafts. Yeah.
There we go.
They're labeled. If you look at the top of the mock draft, it'll tell you if it's a super flex or 1 QB. But are either of them filled?
We have the super flex one is filled, and the 1 QB needs 3 more.
Okay, so why don't we bring up the super flex one on the screen then?
Yep. Just gotta figure it out to do it right again. I don't want to mess it up.
We're gonna bring up the super flex. All right, let's see.
Give me 1 second. I gotta click on the right one.
Coming up on the screen, and we're going to do that right now. Signing up, the best fantasy money you will ever spend. I appreciate that. I do think that it's the best money you'll ever spend. Also, turn the sound off.
Yep. You got me there. Good looking out. I don't know. I don't think I could make it any bigger.
You can't make it bigger?
I don't think I can make it bigger.
Huh.
Wait a minute. No, I can't.
Okay.
That's the settings bar.
That's fine. We'll just do the best we can.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's nothing we can do about that.
So I think this is the settings bar. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we
right,
can't.
We ready to roll?
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. Let's start this thing up. I think I put it on a minute. I think a minute's enough.
Elon Musk bought Twitter. I am. All right. Jesse is Tar Heels. Okay. So we started with Breece Hall, then Malik Willis. So that kind of makes sense. Okay. It's going very fast. So Treylon Burks, Kenneth Walker. It's pretty chalky at this point.
Very chalky. I mean, Treylon Burks is a little high.
Williams went at 8. That's 8 is where I have him. He went at 5. Then Drake London. So far, though, it's pretty chalky. It's a little bizarre.
I'm going to go with the chalk there. I know
is a value for sure.
Rebel FF is my friend Jeremy. I know he is enormously high on Jameson Williams. We were talking about him earlier this morning, actually. So.
Oh, wait! I have breaking news during the draft. Breaking news during the draft. I just received my Scott Fishbowl invite.
Let's go.
Thank you. Oh, damn. Okay, so those are my top 8 players. I'm Greatness Reborn.
That is unfortunate.
So I will go with player number 9 in Chris Olave.
I like that. He's going to get first round capital.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't know where. I think it's anywhere from 11 to, I'd say, early 20s, honestly. I could see the Commanders taking him.
This is going like rapid fire.
I like it.
Not a surprise. I think that's Darren, and he went right off my list with Pat Coral. Can you guys see it at all? Can you guys see the draft? Also, pause it at the end of round 1. Can you do that?
Working on finding a. I could do that. Just
all right. Yeah, pause it.
Let me know when. I could kind of see it over the pause indicator.
All right. Yeah, pause it.
All right.
Okay, so in round 1, we started with Breece Hall at the 101, which seems like what most people would do. And then Malik Willis, Treylon Burks, Kenneth Walker, Jameson Williams, Drake London, Garrett Wilson. I thought it was interesting that Garrett Wilson went after Jameson Williams. That's kind of knowing the person that drafted Jameson Williams, I know why he did it. Yeah. I wish we could make this bigger, but I don't know how.
I can't. There's nothing over here. It says nothing to make it bigger.
All right. Well, anyway, it was bigger when we did the startup drafts.
Yeah, it's because I think of it was the whatchamacallit, the rounds were down here.
That's weird. Well, anyway. Oh, here.
Oh yeah, I should. Yeah, that's probably smart.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's as big as I can make it without cutting it off.
All right, that's better.
Thank you, Christopher. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, that's better at least. Well, anyway, I think it was a pretty chalky first round. Really, it's most of the players I would have picked. Anyway, fire it back up.
All right. Can't believe I forgot how to make it bigger on my. Oh, I gotta pull that down.
Yeah, you forgot how to make it bigger. We won't use that as an out of context quote. Anyway, let's move on. Oh wow, I made a joke. It's like the world is ending. All right, so apparently Diva wide receiver George Pickens went at 203. Apparently.
Is it tight end premium? Dude, I don't think it is.
I didn't make it tight end premium.
I'm actually a big fan at Ritter at 112 because I think he goes in the first.
Yeah. Well, so far we've picked 16 players, and they're the 16 players that I had at the top. So we're not deviating much from my list, really, if at all. What do you guys think of this? Is this helpful? Is this helpful, or is this just kind of not helpful? I don't know.
Is this helpful after I enlarge the screen?
Yeah.
It's a Monday. What can I say?
True. But what do we think of the value on like Sky Moore, George Pickens, and Jahan Dotson? It's like good value.
I'm a fan.
You're a fan?
Yeah, it's good value because the quarterbacks are obviously going to get propped up to. I think about this position. I honestly could see every quarterback going right where they are after they get drafted. Ritter's probably a bit higher. Ritter's probably going to get a tad higher because he's probably going to go before Corral, but.
Yeah, he also has a good amount of fantasy upside. Yeah, well, next Monday, guess what? Guess what we're doing on Monday? We're doing it again.
Doing it again. We're running it back.
We'll compare it. We'll compare these to those. Sky Moore, whatever it takes. Not for me. Yeah, people still are in 1 QB leagues.
Yeah, I don't think I've done a 1 QB mock, to be quite honest with you, either.
I'm more interested in a 1 QB rookie mock, actually, than a 1 QB startup mock, because nobody's doing new 1 QB startups, but in existing 1 QB leagues, you're still having rookie drafts. I don't know if that was an auto pick.
I don't think it was, because Christian Watson was top of the board.
Okay.
And I can't.
Are you going to pick Christian Watson?
I have to do it.
You feel forced.
I feel forced.
I feel it.
I feel forced at that spot. If it was a couple picks earlier, I couldn't do that.
All right, John Mechie. So since it's not tight end premium, I will. There have been some recent changes to my rankings since the last show. So I went with James Cook.
That's the other player I was debating at 207.
Yeah, I decided to go with James Cook. It looks like he's going to get good draft capital.
I'm excited for that.
Trey
he
McBride.
on tape.
Burks and Pickens, that I draft 2 wide receiver ones or 2 total busts? Stay tuned. I think it's a good question. And yeah, EDP, expected draft position. Got it. Yeah, David Bell is like, if he sneaks into day 2, I'm going to be very interested. But if he falls to day 3, I'm going to be very out.
Do you want me to pause after round 2?
No.
Now we're just going to keep it going? Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, just let it go.
I just had to ask.
Yeah, we'll review the rest at the end.
David Bell had such a good production profile in that athletic testing. We've been on about that.
I know. I really like David Bell, but the NFL does not seem to agree.
I mean, maybe he could sneak in the end of round 3. I don't know exactly what.
Are you going to respond to that?
I'm getting memed. First the bed, now this. I need a break.
I'm the one who started with this one. All right, so I'm glad Brian Robinson and Zamir White finally went. I thought it was...
Well, yeah. I mean, in college is past tense, right? I said had. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Ryan,
I get it.
You're having a
I
hard
know Akash is poking fun. He could do that. He could.
Yeah.
I know.
You have more of a sense of humor than I do. I'm not really fun.
It's fine.
You guys starting the 1 QB after this? Yes. And
Bell
Bell used to excite me, but the NFL seems to be totally out, though.
I don't know, but
Alexis Damian Pierce at the 303.
All right, I'm a big fan.
I wonder who I'm going to get. I wonder who I'm going to get at 309. Anyone that I like? Jalen Tolbert. I was thinking there might have been a chance he would fall to me, but probably not. I've talked about him too much.
You're not going to like my pick.
Me?
No, me. Oh, yeah,
Jerome
you.
Ford? I don't like that pick. I'm not.
Me,
Jerome. Oh, I know. I'm not really a fan of Jerome Ford.
I'm
not really a fan of any of your friends' picks. Sorry. Don't like the value of any of those. I don't like Jameson Williams at 105. I don't like.
He texted me and he's like, I forgot. I didn't see Garrett Wilson there. My bad.
Oh no.
So he made a draft oopsie.
Carson Strong, then Tyler Algier. Why would you say I wouldn't like Carson Strong?
I don't know. He
was the highest player on my board.
So, it is 307. So
what do you think? All right, pause it. We're gonna play a game. Who am I gonna pick? You can get a prediction in the chat. Who am I gonna pick? Who am I gonna pick at 309?
I already know.
You do? Oh yeah, you do know.
I do know.
All right, I want to guess. I'll wait for like 2 guesses in the chat, and we'll just see the chat guesses. So, unless we can talk about Ryan.
It's been done. It's been done.
We can talk about this for longer.
Let's not talk about this because everyone in the chat got it right. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you really? You think so?
I think so.
All right, so we have more guesses. So that's Khalil Shakir, Tyler Algier, who went 1 pick earlier. I really don't think it's going to be him because he's already picked. Zamir White was picked at 302. Come on, guys. The board's right there. Pierre Strong, Tyler Batty. Take it to the bank. Well, I can't because it was 7 picks earlier. Believe me, I wish I could pick Zamir White at 309. Pierre, you want to come out here? All right, unpause it.
Unpause it? Yep.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Pierre Strong. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have the draft board up. It's still not phrasing it in a way, so we're just gonna carry on. I'll phrase it wrong.
Oops.
Would it help if I did this and brought up?
I can see the screen.
Yeah, but we're on a computer.
Oh.
We're in the StreamYard. Would it help if I brought up the top rated players? I feel like
bring that up. And then Kyron Williams at 310. As much as I dislike Kyron Williams, I actually think that that's a pretty good value. 310. I mean, he was a good running back in college. He was. So at 310, I'm fine with it. And yeah, Strong Brothers. I love that. But yeah, Kyron Williams is a good pick at 310. And once again, we're 34 picks in, and we have picked my 34 favorite players. So a lot of people copying my list for those in the Patreon.
I like
Kyron Williams were not drafted. Khalil Shakir, my 35th rated player. Jeez. Too many people are just literally right with me.
Now it's like the top of the board is at least
It's
on
ugly.
sleeper. I mean, if you scroll down a little bit, there's some sleepers down here. I mean, I think Calvin Austin's going to get drafted higher than people expect.
Oh, I hate him though.
I'm not saying how much higher. I mean, he has Tutu Atwell size, so it's not going to be good.
He's another Tutu Atwell. I'm not really a fan of his at all.
But I mean, at 312, 441, I feel like you might have to just take the chance on the speed. There's other players I like more here, like a Kevin Harris.
Arsenal?
Huh?
I don't think I made an Arsenal reference.
Oh, I was.
All right, Tyler Batty, again, right off my list. He was the next player. So, yeah, he was better, but he still sucked. And then I just don't get it. I don't get it either. All right, 4th round, Ty Chandler. He's way down on my list, but you know, he's an interesting flyer. He's just so old. Keontae Ingram. Okay. No, Akash said that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Is that a guy? Is that
I think it's a rap reference. I think it's
a rap
yeah.
reference?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I got it. Okay. I know where it's from. It's how some producers, I don't know if it's a producer tag that they start their song. I don't know if I'm right, Akash. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh.
The intro. Okay.
Then I don't know anything.
Okay. I don't know if it was that or producer tag.
Well, anyway, Kevin Harris is another sleeper I like. Jerry O'Neely, not so much. All right. What's next?
I mean,
who's going off the board next? Let's see.
Scrolling down, I mean,
yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. I mean, Thornton could be a pick here. I mean, there's a couple of names that I'm okay with, but it's 4th round. Okay.
No, I feel you. It's tough. Oh, Calvin Austin. Okay. Not a fan. I don't really like Calvin Austin at all.
But at 4, if he gets the draft capital, like,
nah, I made that mistake once. I'm good.
I mean, I'm a fan of Romeo Doubs out of Nevada. I mean, in the 4th, Weidermeyer with his slow 40.
Yeah, I don't really like him at all.
Wasn't he like pre-draft season, like mid-round 2?
Yeah, well,
like before he tested.
Who do you think I'm going to pick?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Jelani Woods.
Oh, you know I hate Jelani Woods.
I know, but there's nothing here that I'm a big fan of. I remember I was in a mock last week and I accidentally picked the wrong Z White. I was the right position.
Yeah, I was just wrong player.
Yeah, don't make that mistake. What I did. Yep.
Bo Melton. No.
I don't know if that's a mistake at this point. I did it in the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's not Zamir White, by the way. That's Zaquandre White. Don't make that mistake in rookie drafts, by the way.
I did already.
Brooks. Yes, there's Zaquandre White and Zamir White. So make sure to pick Zamir White and not Zaquandre White.
Who's going to be Mr. Irrelevant of our draft?
Yeah, who's Mr. Irrelevant? Who's it going to be?
I think it might be Zonovan Knight.
Yeah, that's very likely.
Or Isaiah Likely. There you go. Nice little unintentional segue.
Oh, you think that was unintentional? Come on.
Well, maybe I'm just a little behind here.
I'm funnier than that. All right. Well, in about 9 seconds, we will find out. Charlie Kolar? Nah, I don't really like him.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Yep, there was
Donovan Knight. Okay, well, what do we think about this? I mean, a lot of why we did this is that we're going to compare these mocks to the ones next week, right? So we're going to save it, and we're going to compare the Superflex mock this week to Superflex mock next week. But any big picture takeaways? Any questions from the chat? What do we think about this?
I could do this now that we're done. Whoops, that was a little too quick. I could do this, and we could talk about,
maybe. And yeah, thanks for watching.
See you, Chris.
Watch the rest. Wan'Dale Robinson, yes, 306. 306. He went at 306.
Yep. There he is.
I don't really think he's that slept on. I think he's kind of meh. But anyway, big picture. What takeaways? Anything exciting? I think this was a pretty chalky draft.
It was very chalky. I mean, I think we could talk about the quarterbacks a little bit because, like I said, I feel like they're going to sneak up a little bit.
That's the interesting thing because we're going to do the 1 QB draft. The players are all going to be the same except for the quarterbacks. So let's just zoom back out. It is what it is. So what do we think of where the quarterbacks? Let's only talk about the quarterbacks, and then we'll move on to the 1 QB draft. Is that full, by the way? No, still not.
Need 3.
All right,
I need 4, actually. I didn't see team 2.
Okay. I put it in the chat. So please join the 1 QB mock right there. Just copy and paste that link and join. Okay, but while we fill that up, and we need to fill that up, guys. Let's talk about where the quarterbacks went in this. So Malik Willis went at 102.
I don't think we have to spend much time on that.
We don't spend much time on that. Depending on landing spot for him and Hall, those are going to be the top 2 picks, pretty much, I would say, almost for sure. So he'll be 1 or 2. So that's fine. He has rushing upside. We know that. There's not much to talk about. It's more interesting. What do you think about Kenny Pickett at 108? Where I had him ranked. What do you think about that?
I think it's a little high for Kenny Pickett, in my personal opinion. I know it's quarterback in a super flex, but I think I'm going to be a bigger fan of Ritter with the rushing production upside and Olave with the draft capital and his testing and his production in college.
Yeah, I just feel like quarterbacks are hard to get, and if Kenny Pickett goes in the first round, it's going to be hard to take him that much lower with how weak this class is.
See, if Kenny Pickett goes to Carolina, I'm cool with him at 108.
Yeah, I just think that also with Kenny Pickett, if you look at the other positions in this class, maybe you could take Olave over him. But I couldn't really drop Kenny Pickett more than 109. He's definitely going to go in the first round, and everyone else is just so blah to me.
I think I'm going to have Ritter above him when it's all said and done, like I said.
Well, I mean, if Ritter goes in the first, then maybe I could raise Ritter above. I'm talking about a running back or a wide receiver. I don't see it. So
I have Olave.
I mean, I could have Coral over him if Coral goes higher.
Spiller's been getting a lot of draft capital talk, but I don't know how much of that is.
Yeah, he's going to go. He's going to go in the third. I'm not overly interested in Spiller. But what about, so then Corral went at 10 and Ritter went at 12. That seems about right. Yeah. They're either going to go in the first or they're not, though. That's the thing. They're either going to go in the first or they're not. And I think that's going to decide a lot. And, they're also going to go, it really depends. For a quarterback, remember what happened to Jordan Love? He got stuck in this situation. So it is possible. I don't know where this would be, but is there anywhere that could take a quarterback where they'd be sitting for like many years? No, right? I mean, there really isn't. There isn't like an aging quarterback. I mean, there is. It's not even really. There really isn't. I mean, Indianapolis is really the one. Indianapolis or Minnesota are really the 2 places that have had links to a quarterback in the past who have a quarterback with guaranteed money for 2 years where they talked about taking Fields. Minnesota did. So, but teams just don't tend to do that.
No, I mean, Minnesota drafts too high and Indy drafts I think too low at this point.
Yeah, I don't see any of these quarterbacks getting stuck in a situation where they have to sit for many years, except, there is, once you get to the second, all bets are off, really.
Yeah, I'm leaning in a little too much to the report of a lot of teams having first round grade on Desmond Ridder. Maybe that's what I'm leaning into.
Like, I could see Arizona at 55 taking a quarterback. It's happened. Like, once you get into the late second, anyone can take a quarterback.
Yeah, just how many of these guys are going to make it? We could assume that Willis, Pickett, probably Ridder, then maybe Corral.
Yeah, I think that the big five are all gone by the end of the second. But we'll have to see. Is situation more important for quarterback than the other positions? Yes and no. Yes and no. It's more important in that if you get drafted to Green Bay like Jordan Love did, that's bad. But in some other ways, it's not as important. Yeah, I can endorse this. And yeah, no problem. But I really think the quarterback is going to shake out. Kenny Pickett, to me, is the one where I know he's going to go in the first, and I know he's going to go right around where he was picked in rookie drafts. If Desmond Ridder surprises us and is picked way higher, Desmond Ridder could be a top 5 superflex pick because he has the upside that Kenny Pickett doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. But
Desmond Ridder could also go in the second round, and then he's not going to be a first round. Just out of principle, it will be very, very difficult for me to ever take a quarterback selected in the second round in the first round of a superflex rookie draft. I just won't do it. Maybe that makes me old-fashioned, but I won't do it. Because there's always going to be questions about that quarterback's job, no matter how well they play. So they have to really be a superstar. And I don't see superstar in this class. So I'll probably avoid them if they're taken in the second. They'll probably go too high for me, but I'll probably have a lot of them if they're taken in the first. Like, if Matt Corral goes in the first, I'll probably have a lot of him in my rookie drafts. If he goes in the second, I'll probably have none. Because I'm going to value that difference so much, whereas other people are not going to the same degree. So that's really going to decide it. With Pickett, Corral, Ridder, and Howell, I'll have a lot of whoever goes in the first round and none of whoever goes in the second, essentially.
Yeah, because you could immediately drop that quarterback behind Sky Moore, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, I would probably drop him behind all three of those, and maybe Spiller if he gets day 2 capital as well. Because Spiller is still a good prospect. He's not a bad prospect. He just is slow, and the NFL is not in. But if the NFL suddenly is back in, and he's an early third-round pick, then I'm fine with it. At least the late first. If I don't have to spend a top 3 pick on him, I'm a lot happier. But anyway, and the last thing, Bailey Zappi was not selected. You think is he someone you might want to take a flyer on in your 4th or 5th round?
Maybe 5th. I'm not. I wasn't overly impressed with what I saw when I watched him.
I'm not impressed either. So I think I'm with you. And then what about Carson Strong? He went at 307.
Yeah, I picked him. I used to live by the philosophy of always leave a draft with a quarterback if the value is correct.
Yeah, I'm fine with taking a quarterback like that in the 3rd. But last year there were 3 of those guys. Davis Mills, Kyle Trask, and Kellen Mond. They were all taken between 212 and 303. 2 of those guys lost all their value. One of them, Davis Mills, is now worth the 204. So you didn't do well picking in there. So that's why I always say generally avoiding quarterbacks. I actually tend to avoid those quarterbacks in rookie drafts. So Carson Strong, at 307, I'm okay with it if he gets day 2 capital. If he doesn't, then it was a wasted pick. I just won't select a quarterback who doesn't go on day 2. Day 3 quarterbacks just won't be on my draft board.
Yeah, I could get behind that with draft capital. I just think Carson Strong has a decent chance to sneak in the end of round 3.
Yeah, I think there are places in round 3. I think he could go 73 to Indianapolis or to the Giants at 67 or 81. There are places where he has a path to the field.
Mm-hmm. I can get behind this as well from Akash. Top 5 is good. I mean,
yeah,
in this class,
I just don't see the capital coming.
It could. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Seattle might get. Maybe Seattle might.
Yeah, we'll know.
They've been linked to QB. We'll know.
There's no bad time to do a rookie draft, but I prefer to do it right after the NFL draft, not the day after. I would say if I could put it any day, if I could start it any day, I would start it Sunday or Monday. Sunday or Monday. I'd get at least Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday, that week soon.
Mm-hmm. It's very soon.
Yeah, it's bad. His knee is bad. I know that. It's bad. I can tell you that.
I don't remember the exact number, but I know it was multiple.
Yeah. Any successful day 3 quarterbacks besides Tom Brady? The last day 3 quarterback who really was successful was Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
That's the last day 3 quarterback who really became anything dynasty value-wise. If you look at the current dynasty landscape, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Lamar, Burrow, Watson, Lawrence, Lance, Stafford. Those are quarterbacks. Those are all first-round picks, except for Prescott, who was a 4th-rounder. Then you have Russell Wilson, who was a 3rd-rounder. Jalen Hurts was a 2nd-rounder. Carr was a 2nd-rounder. But Fields, Tua, Mac Jones, Aaron Rodgers, those were all first-rounders. Zach Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, actually, Winston, all first-rounders. Ryan, Brady was the 6th-rounder. So you have Brady as a 6th-rounder. You have Kirk Cousins as a 4th-rounder. Dak Prescott as a 4th-rounder. And of the top quarterbacks, that's literally it. Everyone else on the list was a 1st-rounder.
Kirk Cousins was such a unique situation, too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, everyone else. Daniel Jones, Jimmy G was a 2nd-rounder. Carson Wentz was a 1st-rounder. Baker, Trubisky, Goff, Mariota. Those are all 1st-rounders. So, yeah. Day 3 quarterbacks are very rare. Day 2, you get some. You have Derek Carr. You have Russell Wilson. You have Jalen Hurts. You have more. But day 3 is essentially nothing.
Speaking of day 3, the Patriots just traded a 5th to the Texans for a 6th and the 7th.
Who cares? Really?
I'm just reporting, man. I know. I just had to, squeeze that in there somehow.
Yeah. Okay. That's silly, but
I had to say it. We can move on.
Yeah. All right. Kirk and Dak, Tony Romo, and round 1 equals infinite. It's not as much as it used to be, but it's still a good amount.
I mean, look at Carson Wentz.
And look at Josh Rosen though. It's not as much job security as it used to be. All right, we need to fill this draft. Like we need to fill this draft.
Want me to bring it up on the screen?
Yeah, that would be nice. Come on, guys. It would make me happy. Don't you want to make me happy? Yeah, bring it up on the screen. Yeah, Sam Darnold still. Turn the sound off.
Every time, it always gets me.
4 more spots because we still need team 2 also.
Yeah, I didn't see that initially.
It's
Sam
funny,
Darnold.
Team 2 looks like it's filled on my side. Josh Rosen is the one exception to the rule because it's an NFL team making a reasonable decision on a round 1 quarterback, which is rare. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got that right.
That is rare. All right, fine. We will fill it.
We will. But yeah, I mean, anything you're looking forward to this Thursday night? In particular,
messing it up. I mean,
there. Yeah, I don't see Team 2 is filled. I don't.
That's so odd.
I mean, I could.
All right, progress is being. Oh,
okay, there we go. I had to refresh it. It was really weird because
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Ryan.
Team 9 loaded in as well, but Team 2 didn't come up. That's really weird. But whatever. Computers are computers sometimes. You know how mine is.
I just posted it on Twitter, so we'll probably turn the sound off again. It turns it back on by default.
That is.
But anyway, once we get those teams filled, we will do the 1 QB version.
There we go. That was easy.
Well, there, you filled already?
Yep, it filled already. Let's get this underway. 60 seconds to pick.
Okay.
Akash, you're up first. I wonder where he's gonna go. I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Breece Hall, what a surprise. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. What's going to be next? What is going to be next after Breece Hall? Is it going to be surprising or not surprising?
I think it. I think Garrett Wilson might be the pick here. I don't know. There we go. Look at me. Look at me, seeing it in the future and everything.
I won't bother to test the chat. The chat knows who I'm going to pick, right? Right?
Yeah, you're going to pick.
You know? I really hope you know. Otherwise, we haven't learned anything.
You're going to pick Malik Willis here, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Right? No, totally. No, I don't know how many people are still in the chat. But I think the chat knows.
Chat definitely knows.
They know. I was just testing them. Yes, Kenneth Walker. Walker. Yes, correct. And then on the clock, 12-team Devy League. Yes, I've seen this message. Take Jacoby, 306, or Landry. Just take Myers. That's what my list says, right? Just take Myers. Okay, so after Walker went Drake, yeah. K9, yeah. Okay. After Walker went London, Burks, Olave, Spiller. Really? Spiller at 107. That's kind of a surprise. So you took Burks at 105. How do you feel good about that?
I feel good about that, considering you and Akash know I was going to take him 101 like 2 months ago. Where I was wrong and I had to correct my process.
I'm surprised that Jameson Williams went behind Spiller and Olave. That's not typical. You know, I see Jameson Williams to the top 5 more than I see him falling past 6 in 1 QB at this point. So that was kind of a surprise to me. But, you know, these are the chalk 8, I would say. Olave and Spiller are usually, I see, at 7 and 8. And then Pickens, who is very chalky at 9. Although let's see if those recent reports push him down the board. Really Truther is Philly without. So
you got a great value there.
Okay, so Jahan Dotson at 110, and then Malik Willis at 111. What do you think about that? Too early or about right?
Looking at the board, what we can see here, I'm okay with it.
I think it's too early. I think it's a couple picks too early, but it's not that bad. I don't think this is the year to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback in 1 QB. I don't think it's worth it. Sky Moore at 112, very reasonable. He would have been my choice there. It's weird without all the quarterbacks.
It really is. It definitely helps this year.
I don't know. Is a caution to Christian Watson? I wonder.
I don't think he
is.
He's not. There's no way.
I don't think he is. So we'll see Christian Watson.
I think he's going to go David Bell here.
David Bell? Yeah, I have David Bell all the way down at 19.
There we go. There we go.
At 19 or the 207. So I'm not into it. And there's Christian Watson. And, I'm going to end up with the same player. Same player twice over. And James Cook. James Cook is going to end up on my team. I have to end up. I'll take round 1 bad production. But I appreciate it. What do you think about that I like James Cook more now? Is this a surprise? Ooh,
little bit.
Rashad White went off the board again. I think we're in for a rude awakening on Rashad White in about a week when he's not drafted at all.
He will be.
I think he's going in the 6th or 7th, though. It's a good process, but let me dream. Yeah, I'm a dream crusher. Justin Ross?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, you gotta hope that first year Justin Ross is in there.
Yeah, I have Justin Ross a lot lower in my rankings.
I know it felt like a reach. It feels like that's the yuck spot at 1 QB 205.
Yeah, and there were a couple more players I liked. Trey McBride at 208 seems about right in a 1 QB tight end, not tight end premium. Zamir White was a nice value at 207. I like that a lot. I have James Cook and Zamir White pretty equal. I'd much rather have had Zamir White at 207 than James Cook at 203.
I disagree, but you know how I feel about James Cook.
Yeah, you really like James Cook, right?
It's the only tape that I put on of like a majority of these guys that really popped. Like he showed
Brees Hall.
something.
Did Brees
Well,
Hall
I'm talking about second round right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not including Brees Hall. Brees Hall is in a tier of his own at this point.
Yeah, I like. It's interesting. I still think people are reaching a little bit for running backs. Like probably wouldn't have taken Tyler Algier that high. Damian Pierce I like a little bit better, but even him might have gone in a different direction. Probably would have gone for a wide receiver.
I agree, especially with the ones left on the board here.
Yeah, Zamir White is really the last running back I want. Rashad White I don't even want. I think he's going to go day 3.
I think he gets sneaking at day 2.
It just feels like John Mechie at 212 is a great value. I have him at 16 overall. So 204. So I have him 8 picks higher. The NFL is into John Mechie. He's going to go in round 2. So, and he went to Alabama. He's got a good profile. I think the 212 is just an amazing value for John Mechie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree. Yeah, there he is.
Then yeah, but that's who I would have picked too. I'm fine with Wan'Dale Robinson at 301. Pierre Strong is gone. Well, I get to take someone that I wrote about.
Taking Tolbert.
Yeah, exactly. Tolbert, or whatever. However you pronounce that. I do really like him. Especially at 303. I think he's a good value there. Khalil Shakir. Don't like him as much. Not who I would pick. Alec Pierce, another one of my wide receiver sleepers. He's really rising in the draft process.
He is.
There's a chance he goes in round 2, let alone day 2. I think he's going round 2.
That's stunning because I remember 2-3 weeks ago it was early day 3.
Yeah, well, that's going to change. Okay, so Kyron Williams went off the board. And yeah, NFL teams and dynasty managers love Bama wide receivers and running backs, but they should. They have a good history of producing in the NFL. And, right?
Except Trent Richardson, yeah.
Trent Richardson, not so much, but, who were some of the,
Ingram was pretty okay throughout his career. Derrick Henry. Is that, I'm trying to think. Ingram, Henry. Kenyon Drake had that little production for a while.
And then
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. The wide receivers have been pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Damian Harris.
Yes, Damian Harris. I did forget about him.
A lot of productive running backs. Amari Cooper was one of the greatest wide receiver prospects when he was coming out.
Oh, Jalen Watermeyer. That's a reach.
How did we forget?
Yeah, Najee Harris.
It's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Ruggs and Judy.
We'll focus on 2021.
Yeah. I think Watermeyer at 311 is a wasted pick, personally.
It was just not good.
Yeah. His Still running that 40. He's still running it. Do I have a favorite draft position in this year's rookie draft besides the 101? Yes, it's trading away the pick for 2023 firsts.
That's my 102 in a super flex.
That's fine, yeah. I guess. Sure.
I mean, that feels like cheating, though.
It is cheating. Matt Corral.
If I had to give my honest opinion, I would say if I couldn't trade away the pick and I had to make the pick in a super flex, I'd be in the 107, 108 range, and I'd just take whatever wide receiver falls with a Williams, Olave.
Oh gosh, I think he's been sniped on Sky Moore, John Mechie, and Matt Corral.
I think he has. I know he got on Sky Moore and Corral. I don't know about Mechie.
Well, Mechie was such a good value there. I would have been hoping somehow.
I know, but I know Akash loves Wandale.
I don't really like Wandale Robinson. He's so overrated. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Jerome Ford, he was on my board.
Not Mechie, just the other. Yeah, I figured.
Well, I'm not going to exactly have an original selection. Another player that I picked already.
This is a good question. Going on 3 years since I played one QB. Yeah, it's been a while for me as well. Is 308 a reach for a QB, assuming he goes by round 2? I mean,
yes, but there's a chance he goes 1.
Looking at this board, I don't know.
It's honestly, this board is just so bad that I wouldn't call it that much of a reach.
103 and a 1 QB for sure. Trying to trade for a future 23 first or a good player. Yeah,
I would do that. Yeah, I would try to trade it away.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh gosh, caught me sleeping at the controls here.
Yep.
Caught me sleeping at the controls.
You're taking a little nap. Ty Chandler. He's quite a bit lower on my board, but Isaiah Likely, Bam Knight.
I mean, I almost did it again with Zaquandre White, so.
Yeah. I like Zonovan Knight as a flyer, I guess. Yes, I have.
Yep. That's bad.
It is really bad.
Oof. See, this is where the board.
I know, it's just gross.
Like
Sincere McCormick. Like I would take quarterbacks over these guys, even in 1 QB.
I mean, it's Carson Strong though. It's
Kennedy. Well, yeah, there are no quarterbacks left. That's true. But I mean, like Howell or Corral.
Yeah, of course, I agree with you there. But Carson Strong in 1 QB, you have no rushing upside.
Carson Strong, I'm not even sure it's really worth a pick in a 1 QB.
Yeah, I think the board's. It's not easy making these last picks. I feel like. I mean, tight end.
Yeah, I mean, there's Romeo Doubs and Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah, that's. We're not drafting Velus Jones, isn't he? Is he like?
Jones is like 25. And
isn't he older? Isn't he older than DJ Moore? Or is it? I know it's really close.
1 month younger, and Wandale is not better than John Mechie. It's like we don't have reference pictures anymore, and someone tried to describe Baker to the sculptor. Oh no!
Oh no!
Could this be our first? This is our first auto pick. I don't like that.
Should I just set a player?
Yeah, you do it.
Gosh, I get the pick.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I'd probably go Doubs here.
Oh, they get really ugly at like 108 in a 1 QB. But
Lord, yeah, Strong. I don't think I would take Strong in a 1 QB. Like 1 QB, it's all about the rushing.
I talked about Romeo Doubs and Tyquan Thornton, and they were the next 2 players picked. So people are watching. including you. When did the players get really ugly? Yeah, we talked about that. And then Jelani Woods to close it out. Okay. So, yeah, pretty good job, guys. Out of my top, you picked my top 47 players in this format, and Ty Chandler was number 50. So,
oops.
Yeah, Ryan fucked it up. But other than that,
I'll get him next year.
Almost perfect. We almost got a perfect score from the Tyler Draft Evaluator. All right. Any big takeaways from this? I think the one big takeaway is that Jameson Williams fell to 108. That's not going to be normal. But it's pretty chalky, right? I mean, seeing Pickens go at 9 and then Dotson, Sky Moore, Bell, I think that high is going to be a little unusual. But Watson, Cook, and the White, the two, Rashad White and Zamir White, and I think it's going to be pretty very much like this. I do want to say that if John Mechie really falls to 212, I'm going to be very excited. Because that's a crazy value. He should not be behind Tyler Algier and Damian Pierce and Brian Robinson, who are just boring to me.
I mean, a wide receiver with day 2 draft capital, I get behind that.
Who has, the NFL obviously really likes. I think he should go above those guys.
Yeah. I think I could place him in right at 208, 209.
Yeah.
I still take Ritter.
Too much about how this draft went. I just think it was nice to get everyone together, do a mock draft. And the main reason I wanted to do these was A, just so we can get an idea of how we have our ranks before the draft. And B, so next week when we do these mock drafts again, we can compare next week's rookie mocks to this week's rookie mocks and see how much things have moved post-draft. And we'll see if we can get a side-by-side graphic or something.
Oh, gosh. I mean, if it took me that long to find out control scroll, we'll figure it out, though.
We can do that. But anyway, really looking forward to the comparison next week. Yeah, I appreciate that. But first, we have our live draft show. So at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, and then at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday, we will go live on this channel. I will put up the show links today, and I will, I'll put them in the comments of this video. What's the plan for the draft besides this live streaming? That is the plan. There's the plan. Yeah, we're going to be live for all of day 1 and all of day 2.
Day 2, yeah.
There's no more than that. But yeah, it'll be right here on this channel. Other than that, I talked about my Patreon deal earlier. If you sign up for my Patreon, you get the rest of the month free to try it out. So if you sign up for that during NFL Draft Week, and then follow us on Twitter right down there. Yeah. And if you're on this YouTube channel, please subscribe, like the video, hit the bell, and leave a comment. All of those things really help us get the show out, help us with the algorithm. Yes, I appreciate that, and have a good day. And 10 hours of streaming, but it's going to be great. And what cool guests we have today, too.
I teased that a little bit. You're gonna be on here.
I've chosen not to reveal any of the guests in advance, but...
Yeah, I kind of spoiled a few. But that's it. There's a load of guest list
in there, and I'll promote everyone on the day of the show or something, and get the show promotion out there.
Yeah, I did good not spoiling it. I'm usually like a Tom Holland kind of guy.
You are, yeah.
Everything. I kept it under wraps.
Until Thursday, I will see you. I'll be on Twitter covering any news that happens. If there's another news, I'll do a live short video. I hope that people have enjoyed those. Those have been fun for me. So might do another one of those if something comes out. But other than that, we'll be here 7:30 p.m. Eastern Thursday. And thanks for watching.
Thanks. Peace.